It's a very interesting one this morning, but we have a great friend of the house back in the building, Mr. Fola Daniel Adelisi. Now, he's an international keynote speaker, training facilitator, communications professional, and the author of more than 12 published books. Yes, I said 12. He's highly skilled, and he's also an MC. He has so much to share with us. But today we're talking about auditing our relationships. And we're not talking about relationships, just a man and woman kind of relationships. We're talking about relationships in general, work relationships and so much more. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you. It's good to be back here. It feels like I have a lot more energy.
Oh, wow. Welcome. It's great to see you.
Awesome.
Great to see you.
Thank you.
Now, the word audit and relationships hardly ever come in the same sentence.
I agree with you. And most times that's because we don't think about it. We just think that we should just have some great relationships, maintain them, and hopefully the people within our network will give us some opportunities that we've been waiting for, and it can take our businesses to the next level. It can take our skills to the next level. We can get the visibility that we've been looking for, because some people need visibility, and it's the relationships that you have that will determine your visibility eventually in life. But when we talk about audits, it's now talking about a deliberate effort to check which relationship is adding value to you and which relationship is not adding value. Most times, as human beings, we tend to spend more time with those relationships that don't add value. And the ones that are adding value, we give them very little attention. And we're wondering why things are not working, why we're not getting the right connections, why we're not getting the right opportunities. We're emotionally connected to the people who are not adding value to us. The people who are adding value to us, we're not giving them the attention that they need, and we're not studying them. So
when you say value, are we talking financial value here?
Not necessarily
Because
financial
if you're talking
value.
business relationships, the aim of business is to make money.
Yes.
So if I'm not making money from a particular relationship, are you saying I should audit it out?
I have someone who doesn't give me money.
Okay.
This person actually has some contacts. And sometimes when people reach out to him, he's not available. He can't do some of those jobs, and he passes them on to me. Now, the jobs that he passes on to me, some of them represent the big breaks that I've been waiting for. So in that context now, understanding that what brought me that far was the attention I paid to him. He has asked me for favors repeatedly in the past. I'm able to grant the favors, or I'm able to help him get certain things done. And without asking him to do something for him, when somebody says, Shola, oh, can you do this for me? He says, oh, I think this is the best person to do it. And he passes those things on to me. So I'm not saying if the relationship doesn't bring money, cut it off. I'm simply saying, look at the people in your life. You will notice that some people seem to have been adding value. It could be that they are passing opportunities to you. It could be that they're giving you some life transforming advice. It could just be that they're telling you, why don't you do something this way? And it saves you a lot of money. So those are the kind of people that you must pay special attention to. It doesn't mean you should ignore those other people, but don't let them become the emotional blackmail that have control over your life. So much so that you can't even determine what you want to do. So
when we think of auditors generally in companies, organizations, they're not the most liked people in the organization.
I agree.
They are, I don't want to use the word feared, but they are respected because of the power they wield. But then they're not the most liked.
True.
Right now, you're saying we should audit our relationships. Don't we threaten some relationships, or are we not threatening some of our relationships that we want to actually keep?
If you look at that auditor that you gave as an example, one thing that happens at the end of the day is that because they do their jobs very well, organizations last longer. In the United States, there are several organizations that have been existing for over 100 years. But in Africa, I'm not sure we can point to 10 of them. So when we bring it into our relationships, on the long run, the reason many of us cannot succeed the way we should is because we're not auditing our relationships. We run after everyone who blackmails us. We run after everybody who wants our attention. We give them all that they want, and we are not able to grow the way we should grow. So if we keep attending to everybody, we will not grow. Somebody gave an illustration. If you're in the pit with someone, can you help yourselves out of the pit?
Guess not.
You have to get out of the pit first. and then think about helping the other person. But if you're in the pit together and you're both dragging yourselves, you're going to stay. It's like the crab mentality, and I've talked about it on this show before. You see, the crabs individually can get out, but all the others will not allow a single crab to get out. They will all pull it down.
Let's talk about the process now.
Yes.
Let's say I have 10 key relationships in my life, or 10 key factors that take my time. What are the things I should focus on the most when beginning my audit?
When you begin your audit, you ask yourself, this other person, what exactly does this person want? Am I the best person to help this person? If you're not the best person to help that person, be honest with yourself. I'm sorry, I can't help you. You need to go to this person. In fact, in some other cases, it could be finances. You may have the money, but it doesn't mean you're the best person to help that person. I'm sorry, I can't help you. Maybe what you need is financial intelligence. Maybe what you need is financial literacy. I'm sorry, I can't help you. And it's going to be tough because you would feel bad taking some of those decisions. So you have to choose. Do I want to feel bad now or feel good now and eventually feel bad later? So ask yourself, who is the best person to help? Push them to the best person who can help them. You can't help everybody. You are not the savior of everybody. So that's one major thing that you need to decide. After deciding that you cannot help everybody, disconnect from the guilt. Because it's usually because of the guilt that most of us don't want to look away from those relationships that don't profit us. Then focus on growing through the relationships with other people. When you grow and you have gone past a particular level, then you can look at, how do I help this person? But until you grow, don't focus on that.
I'm trying to think about one of the audited parties now, who probably realize that they've been audited out. They're no longer in the close circle. What can they do to become more part of the circle, the inner circle? The inner circle.
Okay, so the first and the most important thing is to ask, how can I help you? You know, most times, we don't seem to realize that a lot of the people that we're asking for help also need help. So there can be somebody who stands out, maybe in the family, in a business space, and everybody is going to that person and asking the person for help. So instead of going to that person to ask for help all the time, you now talk to the person, what can I do for you? Not, oh, please do this for me, do this for me. And you notice that most times the person will be surprised when you're asking, what can I do for you? Or how can I help you? How can I make your job easier? How can I help your business? How can I help your career? So don't make it about yourself all the time. In other words, be selfless in relationships. So once you're selfless, people would never cut you off.
I really appreciate everything you've put together here. So the mindset is to audit those relationships. But down to how many? How many relationships
It's not about numbers.
Are you sure?
It's not about numbers, really. It's just about how many of them that can offer value.
There's a lot of relationships, for instance, myself, I've built over the years. I can say in different fields, in different areas. So am I really auditing relationships, or am I just streamlining
Some of them are
focus?
seasonal. Some of them are for a phase in your life. After a phase, they may no longer be relevant. And some of them will be needed at another phase in the future. So it's not that you're auditing. They're just not needed for that moment.
All right, then. Now, Mr. Fola Daniels, you know we always appreciate you when you come into the building. Please, if you have any questions for him, make sure you use social media, use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC, and tell us what you're thinking.